What's up, gang?
What's up?
We finally get to use this room. I like it.
Yeah.
Everybody know Leonard Ellerbe from Mayweather Promotions?
How's everybody doing?
Who's first?
And what does it feel like to be able to promote and co-promote the richest fight in the history of the sport?
It feels pretty crazy. We were just talking, Floyd and I have a lot of history for over 20 years. And, to be here today talking about this fight is crazy. And, I've been in the fight business for a very long time. And this is the biggest fight ever in combat sports history, in any sport. And, yeah, it's cool. It's weird and it's fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Is that a word you would use to describe today?
What's that?
Historic? Is that a
historic? Oh, that's even better than all the dumb words I chose. Yeah, historic is great. Yeah, it's a historic fight. What I love about this fight, this isn't a fight that I went out and tried to promote. This isn't a fight that I tried to make. This is a fight that I actually resisted in the beginning. But this thing, between the media and the fans, that's how this fight was built. And you know how I am. I love giving people the fights they want to see. This is one of them, so let's do it.
Yeah, anywhere I went, anywhere Floyd's went, that's all everybody's talked about. At least 10 to 15 people have asked me today, prior to us doing our thing, it's like, hey, you guys going to do that? You going to make it happen? And this is a daily, ongoing thing. Nowhere, any country I go to, anywhere, old, young, people just asking, are you guys going to make that fight happen?
Me too. That was the most asked question I've had the last 3 months. Now everybody's asking me, how can I get tickets?
T-Mobile or MGM Grand Garden?
T-Mobile.
How did that change? Because they applied for MGM Grand Garden Arena, right? Like for the commission this morning.
What's the question?
They were trying to do it at the MGM Grand Garden Arena this morning, like for the commission.
Well, the thing is too, these guys do lots of other fights and they have other promotional stuff going on, and we were, working on a couple of different dates, and the August date is the one that ended up working out the best for everybody. I have a ton of fights coming up. There's a lot of other things going on, and August 26th traditionally has been a great pay-per-view date for us. So it's a home run. It works for everybody.
No brainer.
Dana, you said on SportsCenter that they were great to work with. The deal came together kind of easier than you thought it would. Was there any sticking point at any time where you thought maybe this deal wouldn't come together?
No. First of all, I've had a relationship with him for a long time. He's a great guy, smart guy, good businessman. Al Heyman, which we were both just talking about on the way down here, is awesome guy, and Floyd has been in the game for a long time, smart. In our business, I deal with a lot more unsophisticated people than dealing with these guys. So it was actually much better than I could have ever imagined.
Is there an A side to this fight?
And my sentiments are the same because obviously in the boxing world it gets crazy as hell. So it's very refreshing to deal with a team, obviously with Dana out front, leading the way, who's had a tremendous amount of success in our industry, the pay-per-view industry, and he has a great organization, a great team of people that he's been working with. You guys have a very well-oiled machine, and it's really going to be exciting to be working with you guys. Conor, I think he's a terrific guy. He's funny as hell to me. I get a kick out of any and everything I see because he reminds me so much of Floyd. So what better way to kick this thing off with the biggest star in UFC and the biggest star in all of boxing?
Is there an A side to this fight? Because Floyd likes to consider himself the A side in every single fight he is. Is that the case here?
Floyd is the A side. Come on, man.
Now let's talk about Conor whooping Floyd's ass.
And also, what about the undercard? I did hear Bobby Jack may be fighting on it.
Well, we're playing with a lot of different things, but it will be a tremendous undercard, and that all that information will be forthcoming. But the focus, obviously, is Mayweather versus McConnell.
Leonard, Dana, with today being the announcement, have we talked to Floyd and Conor in the last few hours? And if so, what's after this has become public? How the excitement for them? What have they been saying?
I talked to Conor this morning, and he's beyond excited, and you know, he's the type of guy who absolutely 100% believes in himself, believes in his abilities. I mean, even in the Jose Aldo fight, he was talking about knocking Jose Aldo out in the first round, and you know, everybody's like, "Oh, that's ridiculous," and you know, fight lasted 13 seconds. So I stopped doubting Conor McGregor. He's pumped. He's ready to go. And
do you guys think this fight's going to break any pay-per-view record?
I do. I think it's going to break. Not only will it break the pay-per-view records in the United States, I think it'll break the record in the UK, Australia, Canada, and everywhere else that there's pay-per-view. This is going to be the difference between this fight and the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight is Conor's reach, you know, globally is massive. And when you talk about, it's always about two guys. When you talk about two guys in a fight, you know, you got Floyd Mayweather, arguably the greatest of all time, undefeated, you know, 49-0, and you got Conor McGregor, who is by far, like he said, the biggest star in mixed martial arts. This is a fight that the world will be watching.
What will the price point be on the pay-per-view?
We haven't got all that stuff together. Tickets and all that stuff we're working on now.
Forthcoming.
We got a deal done. The deal is done. Now we got to handle all the business.
Do you see it being more towards UFC prices or the Pacquiao prices?
I would have to assume it's going to be more like the Pacquiao price. You know, this is when you talk about a super fight, right? We always talk super fight. This is a super fight.
Yeah.
This is a super fight.
This is the fight where all the Hollywood stars come out. Jay-Z's, the Puffys, the Beyoncé's, you know, all the Hollywood actors. You know, this is it. All the NBA stars. This is it. It gets no bigger than this. And it will be a star-studded affair. This will be the biggest event ever. Everyone will be talking about this for years to come.
Now, Floyd released a promotional sort of video. UFC was not on there. Is UFC?
This is a Mayweather-McGregor promotion. This is not a UFC event. Showtime distributes Floyd's fights. Showtime will distribute the fight. And there's going to be a few other. Obviously, we're going to do some things for the fight too. Embedded. We will do embedded for this fight. And some of the other things that we do for UFC fights. But yeah, this is not a UFC promotion.
Danny, will there be an international kind of a press tour or pretty much US? Or will
we're
there be
working on that now too.
We're working on that.
What about Conor? What can you tell us about, do you think he's going to come back to MMA after that?
I talked to him this morning. He wants to fight Floyd Mayweather on August 26th, and he wants to defend his title this year too. So he'll fight twice this year.
How the division will be while he's away for this fight?
For the Floyd fight,
Yeah.
154 pounds.
And for the lightweight division in the UFC, do you have any other plans for that division?
Yeah, he's gonna defend the title this year.
Possibly Madison Square Garden, or
I would like that. That wouldn't suck. Yeah.
Danny, does Conor have the skill set to even hang with McGregor? What are your thoughts on that?
Does Conor have the skill set to hang with Mayweather?
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Floyd's 40 years old. He hasn't fought in almost 3 years. Okay.
2
years. He traditionally doesn't do well against southpaws. He's undefeated, but if you want to look at the kink in the armor, we look at southpaws. Conor is a southpaw. Conor is 27 years old, and Conor is a knockout artist, okay? All the guys that thought that Conor couldn't hurt him, every time he touches guys, they fall. The question is, can he touch Floyd Mayweather? In a 12-round fight, can he get in and can he connect with Floyd Mayweather? Anything is possible when two men get into an octagon or a ring and start throwing punches. We'll see.
Yeah, and to kind of add on that is one thing that I've watched Conor McGregor's fights is that one thing I've been very impressed with is I call it his hand game. He's a very, very slick guy. I mean, it looks like when he throws the shots don't look hard, but the impact that they have, and it's like, damn, he clipping guys like that, and it makes and I'm a fan. I can honestly say I'm a fan. So it's like with anything, Floyd is got to get up just like he does any other fight, and you got to pay close attention to this guy because all it takes is the guy just to nick you with a shot. You know, I go back to the Madonna fight, and you know, he's a guy that was swinging wild and doing different things, and he caught Floyd with a good shot. I don't know if a lot of people saw that. You know what I'm saying? And one shot can kind of change the whole outcome of anything. So, you know, nobody's taking, on this side, we definitely ain't damn sure taking Conor McGregor lightly at all. I know, I've seen him up close and personal and know what he's capable of doing when he touches guys.
How do you think Conor would do in the boxing game regardless of Floyd?
Oh, I don't know. I've never thought about that. I know he's fighting the best that's out there, and he's motivated, and I know he got a good hand game. That I do know.
Danny, you've seen Floyd for a long time, like myself, and so far some of the people that have been around. Floyd used to be the king of trash talking. Now it's kind of Conor, but maybe Floyd. I mean, I think the hype's going to be as fun as it's ever been.
Well, one of the things, you know, and I don't know if I would call Floyd necessarily a trash talker, but one of the things that I always said about Floyd, there was no 24/7 without Floyd Mayweather. I stopped calling it 24/7. I just called it the Floyd Mayweather show. Floyd is very good at when he gives you the opportunity to look into his life. It's exciting. It's fun. It's fun to watch. Floyd Mayweather is a very extravagant, you know, exciting type of guy. He's always doing something cool or spending money. Him and Conor are very much alike like that. You know, they love money and they love buying shit and they love showing it off when they do.
Yeah.
How much money do you think Conor will make this fight?
I think he's going to do all right. It depends on how many pay-per-views we sell. I think that this will be the biggest pay-per-view event ever. Like I said, not just here but globally. And everybody who walked away from this deal is happy with the deal. So I think everybody's going to do pretty well.
When did everything officially come together?
Everything's officially together.
Like last night, this morning.
Oh, when? Yeah, I would say really this morning it officially came together because, you know, I talked to Conor today. These guys talked to Floyd today, and I would say today.
Was there any other venue other than Vegas as a thought? Or was it always Vegas?
Well, I would, you know me. We go all over the world, but Floyd loves Vegas.
We love Vegas.
Yeah.
This is home. I'm not even going to front and lie. Tell you this, we never considered any other place because Vegas is home, and Vegas is the biggest, holds the biggest events ever in the history of all of this, and what better place to have this tremendous event take place other than Las Vegas.
Can you even quantify the electricity? Talking about that hype, you related back to the Pacquiao Mayweather, just how big it was. The electricity, the hype that was in that one. I mean, are you
it's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. I mean, listen, I've been a part of many big fights in my life. He's been a part of many big fights in his life. When this fight starts to get, you know, fight week comes, it's going to be awesome, man. I've been doing this for a very long time. I've been excited for a lot of fights in my life, but this one's gonna be special.
Yeah, and obviously to kind of touch on that from the Pacquiao thing. Obviously, that was the biggest thing, you know, we had done prior to. So, with us being out front of that whole thing, I know what big events feel like. Just like Dana, you know, we've done the biggest fights in boxing history. The amount of attention that this fight has gotten already, again, and I have
without even being made.
Yeah, any and everywhere I go, that's all people talk about, and it's just not young men from, you know, it's just not young ladies. You know, I was in the grocery store last night, and the lady had to be probably 60 years old, and she's like, her son actually tapped her. He said, "Oh," and then she's like, "Are you gonna really make that fight?" I'm like, wow. You know, it's just those kind of things, you know, when you got something really, really special. You know, when people from all different walks of life come to you and asking you about it. And it's not even made.
Dana, will this have any impact on the UFC's pay-per-view schedule? Because, you know, I've been out there that you were looking at an August 19th pay-per-view. Did you still do 2 pay-per-views in back-to-back weeks?
I don't know. Well, you know, we didn't know if we were going to do that date. We didn't even know where we were going to do it. I was talking about Seattle, and I was talking about going Seattle and somewhere else, but I don't know.
Have you addressed with Conor at all? Because, you know, it's out there. People are wondering if he'll ever fight again. I mean, you've been asked that a lot. Was there any way to address that contractually? Or?
No, you can't do that stuff contractually. You either want to fight or you don't. You know what I mean? You either want to fight or you don't. It's the situation I'm in with Demetrius Johnson. You know, I don't care what side of this thing you're on with the Demetrius Johnson thing. At the end of the day, you know why Conor McGregor is a part of fights like this? You know why Conor McGregor sells pay-per-views? You know why he's the biggest star in mixed martial arts? Because he'll fight anybody. He will literally fight anybody, anywhere, anytime. He does not turn down opponents. You know, he's going to go fight arguably the greatest boxer of all time. You know what I mean? That's why people love this kid. And he told me this morning, I want to fight twice this year. I'm going to do this Mayweather fight, and then I'm going to defend my title this year too. You know, that's what people. Every time that we do a fight on a Saturday night, we're competing with something. You got to take your girl out on Saturday night. There's a new movie coming out on Saturday. There's this, there's that, all these other things. For people to make the choice to stay home, put down the money, and watch these fights, you know, it's a big commitment. You have to want to see somebody fight. That's why people love Conor McGregor. And according to him, he's going to fight. You know, you don't know when you cash the check, you know, and you make that kind of money. You know, I've seen it happen. Forget fighting. I've seen it happen with guys in business. You know, they get that big payday and they're done. They don't want to work anymore. So who knows? That will remain to be seen.
And the flip side to that is that you have a guy like Floyd Mayweather who's made hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars. That, you know, you finished the Pacquiao fight Wednesday, he was back in the damn gym. You know, so it's like guys who have the love for the sport and love what they do and love the attention and giving the fans what they want to see. That's what they do. Fighters fight.
When did you know that Floyd wanted this fight?
I think all the noise that was being made and you know, we were somewhere. We might have even been at ESPN. And again, everybody's talking about this damn Conor McGregor. And then, so Floyd was like, what do you think about him? I said, man, I'm telling you, this guy's this. And he got a nice little hand game. And he's like, for real? And I said, look, watch some of these clips of him. And it's like, again, when he touches people, it has a tremendous impact. He knocks them out.
What was the time frame of that?
I don't recall, but, you know, we talked about it. And it was a brief discussion, just like, wow, I was like, who was the kid? And, you know, he's like, he trying to steal my stilo. You know, and it's like, because you see him, you know, but I like his style, though. I'm a fan. I'll be the first to say I'm a fan. I like to see guys who are very confident in their ability. They talk shit, but he backs it up. Anything he say he going to do, he backs it up. That's how you earn my respect. I've been in this game forever. And guys like that, like to see him go out there. He talks a lot of shit, but he backs it up.
Now, Conor signed a sort of agreement a couple of weeks ago. Obviously, I'm sure it wasn't the final what was signed on. What was the holdup on Floyd's side?
It's no holdup. No, this is a business.
There was no. So we didn't start talking on their side till my side was done. What's the point? Why should I start negotiating with these guys when I don't even have a deal done on my side? Get my shit handled, then go talk to them. Yeah, that's how it went.
It's just business. It's the normal course of business. You know, like I said, this was very smooth. Again, we're very excited. You know, Floyd, Al, our team, we're very, very excited to be working with Dana and Conor because, like I said, this is a great opportunity. Again, this is gonna be a tremendous event. Trust me.
Did I hear there's also USADA testing involved in the lead up?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I love that about Floyd Mayweather too. Much respect for that.
And I think only 36 minutes, 12 rounds.
When we're negotiating the deal, I said, you know, Conor's in the USADA program. He says, we'll start the minute the deal is done. Yeah. We're in. Yeah, much respect.
Any special rules, or will they go 12 rounds, 8-ounce gloves? Or?
Boxing, same old boxing. So you got 154 pounds, which is 10-ounce gloves.
Yeah.
One weight below that would have been 8-ounce gloves. And
12 rounds.
12 rounds, yep.
Yeah.
Regular boxing event.
Sorry, Leonard, you know, obviously a big day today. There's a lot of work still to do, but do you get to take a moment and celebrate that it's finally here, or is it keep pressing on?
I mean, I'm sure Dana thinks the same way. Dana's made huge fights. We've done the same. It's business, and you don't get a chance to reflect on those kind of things because then you're on to something else. I mean, you know, we're out front doing our job. The fighters are going to do their job, and we're going to give the fans exactly what they want.
Leonard, it's a very different day, obviously, but can you even compare this to the day that you announced Mayweather and Pacquiao? Is there similarities? Can you compare the 2 days?
This is bigger. Everything about this field is bigger. Everything about this field. Again, me personally, I can't go nowhere without everybody asking me the same damn thing, and it's about, is Floyd going to fight Conor McGregor? Everywhere I go. And they do the same with him. So he's like, fuck it. Excuse me. He's like, fuck it. Let's make this shit happen. If this is what everybody want to see, we're going to make that shit happen.
Is this Floyd's last fight for sure?
Floyd is fighting Conor McGregor on August the 26th at T-Mobile Arena. Tune in.
How difficult was 154 to agree to? Was that kind of where you started, or was that the where you?
Yeah, it wasn't difficult at all. That was the way they literally have not. It was a very, very smooth negotiation. I can't state it enough. It was very smooth.
Dana, you were shooting for 50-50 on TV. Did you get that or come close?
Get 50-50
on the split of the purses?
Let me tell you what. Everybody is thrilled with the way that this deal went.
Yeah.
It was very, very fair, very smooth, and one of the easiest deals I've ever done. Not to mention the fact that I said it would be the impossible deal. This would never get done. Exactly. It would be impossible. It was one of the easiest deals I've ever done.
And guess what? I'm one of the first ones that said that too. But again, I'll eat my words all day. But at the end of the day, the financial terms of the deal are confidential, and all that matters is that we got the impossible deal done, and everybody is happy.
This is the last question, guys.
Dana, in your own head, when you think about what if Conor wins? What goes on in your head when you say, what if Conor wins?
If you look at this thing, right, and you look at how big this fight is, and you look at how big both of these athletes are that are involved in this fight, if Conor does knock Floyd Mayweather out, he is the biggest athlete on earth. I mean, he's the biggest athlete anywhere. On other planets, he's the biggest athlete. It's pretty crazy. But it's one of the things. I always say this about Conor, and now you can say it about Floyd too. When you go out and you put everything on the line, right? I said this about Floyd for many years. He loves money, but that record is actually, I think, more important to him than money. And for him to go out and risk that 49-0 against a guy like Conor, props to both guys for making the fight.
Thanks, guys, for coming out.
Cool. Thank you, everybody.